this? Right? Right. This has been on my mind. The Magical Mystery Tour has been on my mind because recently I was surprised, as much as I can be surprised because I cannot go away without really checking a lot of schedules and kind of working it out with other people, but I was surprised with a 3-day getaway. And it was a mystery trip. And what I learned from that experience is that I am a control freak. I think I need to know all the details so that I feel safe. I need to just have an idea, you know, how things are going to unfold. I suppose it gives me a sense of safety. Can anybody relate to that? So it was an amazing opportunity for me to go, okay. And I didn't know whether I was flying or riding in a car. I didn't know if I needed my passport or I didn't need my passport. I didn't know anything. And I realized that once I got over this need to control, and it really pointed me to a lot of other things I ought to focus on, and releasing control and attention to detail. But to share a little bit about this journey, I moved into this place of being absolutely open and trusting, and open to the excitement, and open to the adventure, and open to the possibility. And it's not to say that it didn't come with a little bit of anxiety from time to time. But I realized that I do absolutely have the potential within me to let go of that need to control, that need to know everything, that need to understand all the details and have them all laid out before me beforehand, and open up to amazing possibility. I want to tell you, I had one of the best trips that I've ever had in my life, because I didn't even know where I was going. I knew I was going to be gone 3 days, that's all I knew. It was wonderful. I had the most wonderful weekend in Savannah, Georgia, which has been on my to-go list for a long time now, and it was just amazing, and everything unfolded, of course, perfectly, right? I didn't need to know, and then when it came to, you know, opportunities for me to choose what to do, I was like, I don't care, let's do anything, and it was just really amazing to me that I realized that just a simple opportunity to be surprised by a beautiful gift like that turned into this whole inner process. And you see, our spiritual work doesn't have to be difficult. It really can be exciting. And what I've learned is that I used to have this idea that if I wasn't in crisis or there wasn't a lot of drama going on, that there wasn't a whole lot of changing going on. And I'm here to tell you that's just not true. You can have the most peaceful, subtle transformation within yourself, the most quiet and loving spiritual awakening within yourself without a whole lot of drama. And so I've had this opportunity to reflect on this trip and realize that there are other areas in my life that I can just kick back and enjoy the ride. You see, because where my focus has to be is on trusting life enough. Trusting that divine principle that is spirit enough, that it's guiding me exactly where I want to be moving. Because once I set that intention, you see, I am setting into motion that law, which is automatically responding. And if anything I know about this teaching, it's been proven over and over and over again that the law is always working. I'm always going to get what I'm thinking about, whether I'm aware of what I'm thinking about or not. So this whole, I called it my Magical Mystery Tour. And it was such an inwardly enlightening experience because it shined the light on some ideas that I didn't know I was really having, like control. And what I've learned recently is around this whole idea of control is I thought it was important to be specific, and I thought it was important for me to you know, set up certain details, and that was all under the guise of taking action and treating and moving my feet. And what I realized is that there's a thin line for me between micromanagement and being really clear and intentional on every little last thing that I want in my life. We all deserve to have what we want in our life, but it can be as simple as setting our intention and then just trusting. That's what that whole trip represented to me. And that works for us in relationship, it works with us with money, it works that way in our lives with every aspect, our work, anything that we want, any dream, any desire, any vision, all successes, all of it starts at the point of us setting our intention with that level of clarity and then having that level of trust to move forward and let the details kind of unfold. Knowing that just as my surprise mystery trip for me was already handled, life's got it handled. If you set your intention and you're clear on what you want and where you're moving forward to, and you're always moving in the direction toward that vision, toward that intention, toward that desire, then life is just going to rally and everything's just going to unfold perfectly. And I started thinking about life as really a magical mystery tour. And for me, when I think about the synchronicity in my life, like moving down here from Connecticut, I would have never known that I would have wound up in the mountains of North Carolina. I had no intention. I wanted to move to the beach. I wanted to move south. Here I am in North Carolina. Had I not moved here and met the people that I met, been in relationship with the people that I had been in relationship with, from friends and coworkers, the different jobs that I've had, every aspect of my life has led me to going through ministerial school and being a minister here at the Center for Spiritual Living, Asheville. Everything that I have ever done, any place that I have ever been in my life has brought me to this now moment. And it's all been a magical mystery tour. And and those of you familiar with this movie, I was trying to remember what this movie was. It's the Beatles. And it's just really wacky. It's just really wacky. Ringo Starr's on the bus with his aunt, and they're like, not getting along all the time, and they just have different random stops all around London, and nobody knows where they're going, and they have just all these bizarre scenes, and I gotta tell you, it's very reflective of my life. When I look back at my life, there's a lot of things I'm going, what? Really? It just really seems kind of like that bizarre unfolding. And so it just ties in perfectly with this whole idea of looking back at your life and then having this new idea. For me, it's about having a new idea of moving forward, really going on my own magical mystery tour called life. And I believe that our spiritual journeys can be a magical mystery tour, right? The mystery is the unknown. We're inevitably moving into that space of the unknown. For me, my goal, my desire is to always move up to the edge of everything that I've ever known, and be willing to move forward, to be willing to lean into that mystery. And when I do that, and when I trust life and trust that divine principle is always working in my life, and that all the details are handled, if I am clear and I am sincere in my desire, when I lean into that mystery, magic happens. Magic happens, and my journey unfolds in a way that I could have never organized with my limited thinking. And the other idea of that was thinking about what do you pack? When you're going away and you don't know where you're going, and you don't know what the weather is, what do you pack? And so I started thinking about this journey in life is, when we're moving forward, we're all here in the spiritual community, and we have this intention to just really move forward and live the most powerful, loving, amazing spiritual life that we can, right? I mean, I think that is our deepest desire with each of us, within each of us. And so the idea is, okay, we're ready, and we've boarded the bus, right? We're on this magical mystery tour called life, and we're moving forward. And what did we pack? What are we packing? What are we dragging with us? Are we carrying all the stuff from the past? Are we carrying old, worn-out beliefs? Are we carrying ideas that are light and fun and inspiring? Are we carrying with us the idea of potential and possibility and success? Or are we carrying around beliefs that say, yeah, you better be careful, yeah, you better play it safe, yeah, you might just want to hold it back a little bit, and are we playing small on that level? Is what we're carrying around in our consciousness weighing us down? So my tip is to pack light. And when you pack light, it's about packing light with the big capital L, that light of the divine within, that absolute trust and love and possibility and compassion and connectedness and unity, and moving from that place of the inward outward into our journey, into our magical mystery tour, if you will. If you will. And this whole idea of moving ahead is, when I think I know what I want and where I want to head, say I've boarded the bus. I'm going on my own magical mystery tour, and I have an idea that I just want to just meander around this area and that area. It's all consciousness, right? I want to be open. I want to be open to possibility. That's the greatest gift, you see, because when I drop my ideas of how I think it ought to look, when I drop my ideas of what my expectations are of others, when I drop my old ideas of what I think relationship means, when I drop my old ideas of what I think success means to me and what my capabilities are, when I drop those old limiting beliefs, I open up to a whole new world, and anything is possible. That whole idea of the Magical Mystery Tour movies with the Beatles and everything being so wacky, that was my life. That was my life. And I have some bizarre happenings in my life right now, but they're wonderful. They're amazing. They're very cool. Very cool. My life is all bright colors and rainbows for the most part. And that is because I am committed every day to be willing to move beyond my limited beliefs, to move beyond the idea that I can't, to move beyond that idea that I have to bring half of my past with me wherever I go. I don't have to do that. I can drop all that baggage now. When people talk about releasing things from the past, I have this metaphor in my mind that this imagery, if you will, that when we go to release our trash, and we bring our trash bag out to the dumpster, right, and we set it down, do we open it back up to go through it just to be sure we want to throw it out and really put it in the dumpster? You see, sometimes setting down the baggage of the past can be that easy, and that really starts at the point of choice. And that's another idea that I wanted to share with you about choice. I learned recently that choice in itself is control. You see, that's the point of control. And the demonstration that they used with me, I don't have a pen up here, but they used a pen. They said, if I choose to release this pen, and they dropped it on the floor, it's a choice, it's dropped. He said, but many people, he picks up the pen, and he says, I'm going to choose to drop this pen. And he keeps grabbing it all the way to the floor. And I thought, oh my gosh, I do that. I say I'm releasing control, I'm releasing my fear, I'm releasing my limitations, I'm releasing these old beliefs, I'm just going to let it go, but I follow it. I follow it just to make sure I let it go. Really? I haven't let it go. You see, so this whole idea of the trip just really woke me up to how much am I trying to really manage my life or micromanage my life. I can set my clear intentions, and I can really hold true to my visions and hold true to my own authenticity and bring that fully to life without any level of resistance or doubt or fear. And the more I embrace the safety that I am, the more I embrace the divine perfection of the law, responding to everything that I'm thinking and doing, the clearer I am in my actions. Because one of my favorite mantras is peace and love begets peace and love. I don't want to put out there in life what I don't want to get back. So it brings me to that level of clarity. So this whole idea of feeling like I need to control everything at a really, exaggerated level, that whole demonstration with the pen for me was like, oh, that's right. All the power is in the choice. And isn't that what we teach in the science of mind? We choose to change our thinking. And if we choose one thing and it doesn't seem to be exactly what we want, it's not a right fit for us, then we get to choose another. The power is in the choice. The choice is that point of control. That is the point of self-awareness. That is the point of empowerment. And that's what control means to me. You see, I gave myself the opportunity to redefine what control means to me. Not controlling to manipulate out of fear, but to just state my intentions, be clear, be authentic, let go and trust. And live a life of faith, and live a life of that knowingness. And then that brought me to another idea of the bus. Do you ever have something happen in your life and you go, wait a minute, back up the bus. Back up the bus. I was teaching my Troward class and I had this insight. Well, actually it came as a lot of confusion because we were trying to figure out what was subjective mind and what was objective mind, what was universal subjective and what was personal subjective, and did belief come before thought, and I was like, oh my God. And all of a sudden I said, wait a minute. And this is where I got the back up the bus thing. And what I did was I took the opposite approach. Rather than going, okay, I know that God is all that there is. There is power, presence, brilliance. There is success, abundance, prosperity, love, health, wholeness, unity, all that stuff. And I'm gonna bring that out into my life. And I thought, what trips me up is what I have to look at is I have a condition, right? Whether it's a physical condition or it's money or it's relationship or it's something else. We know whatever it is, we're looking at a specific situation in our life. We call that in the science of mind the condition. Behind that is a feeling. And behind that, the feeling or emotions are really energy in motion fueled by a thought. So behind the feeling part of that is the thought. See, so you have the condition with some feelings around it, and then you have a thought. Behind the thought is a perception. That's our filter, right? That's how we see the world. That's where we get what we're looking for, kind of thing. So our perception, behind the perception is belief. And then we have these beliefs that really fuel our experiences out in life. But what's powerful and what is life-changing is to realize back of all belief, back of all that, is the absolute. It is that power, it is that intelligence, it is that perfection, it is that field of pure potentiality, it is absolute possibility, it is all that spirit is, that is back of all life. And I really got it. And I actually looked at something physically that was going on with me, and I did the whole back up the bus thing. And I thought, I got this thing going on. It was freaking me out. And behind that, I have a thought. I remember what the thought was right before this started. And behind that was a perception, which really fueled that thought. Behind that was a belief. I got to the belief. The belief is a lie, because back of all that is the absolute truth of health and wholeness, peace, joy, harmony, and balance. See, so back up the bus. Anytime you get to the place where you're not going forward the way you want to go forward, you seem like there are obstacles. We just sang that song, you know? Anytime there appears to be something getting in the way, or something that feels like it's holding you back, try that. Back up the bus. Because this mystery tour, this life is about the great mystery that is you, within you, guiding you forward in every way to a life that is amazing. Everything that you could ever imagine is back here. It's back here in that field of the absolute. It's back here in that realm of infinite possibility. It's back here. That's the balance, the harmony, the peace, the love, the joy, the beauty. It's all right there. Everything going on out here is just subject to our perception, beliefs, feelings, thoughts, actions around that. That's what we experience. So back up the bus. So in wrapping this talk up, what I wanted to share with you is redefine what control is. If you feel like you're micromanaging or there's a level of wanting to control or manipulate a situation in your life, it's all about consciousness. And the power lies in changing our thought. It is that choice that we make in every moment to see life differently, to bring ourselves to life differently, to hop on board that bus and move forward into that great mystery and have it be magical, have it be wonderful, because we're bringing our awesomeness, that unique, authentic awesomeness that we are, into our life's journey. That's the type of tour bus I want to ride through life in, right there. I want it to be magical. I want it to be mystical. I want it to be divine. I want it to be fun. I don't always want to know. I want to be surprised now. I want to be expectant. I want to be enthusiastic and excited. And I got to tell you, what another aspect that I loved was that the pressure was off. It takes a lot of energy to try to control everything. Yeah, to make sure that, all my feelers are out here, make sure everything's handled, all the details are in place, because I can tell you in a split second when I walk into a room what seems different. I'm that attuned. It was nice. It was nice to not have to. And I thought, wow, it's the power of being present. It's the power of being present here in this now moment. And everywhere that you have ever been, anyone that you have ever interacted with has helped to get you to this place where you are doing something magnificent. The world is waiting for each of us. And that is my message to you, that you can hop on board, lean into the mystery, pack light. Okay, redefine control and stand in the power of choice in every moment. And when you come upon a place in your journey where you're not sure where you're going or something's in the way, back up the bus, because behind everything is the power of the absolute. That's my gift to you. Pack light. Believe, trust, lean into the mystery. Let life be magical. Create your own magical mystery tour in this life and shine your light and bring who you are to every moment in every way, because the world is waiting for you. Thank you.